Hi everyone and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide. In this video I'm going to be counting down my top 10 best roller coasters in the Netherlands. Now me and Charlotte absolutely love the Netherlands and the theme parks, what they've got to offer, are absolutely fantastic. So in this video I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favourite coasters, and of course as always I would love to know yours too. Maybe you are Dutch and watch the channel, comment down below and let us know your top 10. Maybe you've travelled over to the Netherlands, experienced lots of their different parks and roller coasters. Honestly, it would be great to know your thoughts, so comment down below with your top 10. So here we go, let's get started. In 10th place we're starting off at Efteling, one of the biggest theme parks in Europe, the biggest in the Netherlands. And yes, in 10th place it's Joris and de Draak, George and the Dragon, which is a GCI wooden roller coaster that opened in 2010. With this, it's actually two coasters, you've got two sides to it, water and fire. It's a racing coaster, and like I say, the interaction between these rides is absolutely fantastic, and it just makes it in there in 10th place. Now, when it comes to GCI wooden roller coasters, I wouldn't say that it's one of my favourites out there. However, from recent rides on it, when I went last year, I would say that it was riding a lot better than it felt in previous years. So for me, it just makes it in 10th place. In terms of the stats for this ride, both coasters are 2,585 feet, that's 788 metres long. Along with that, they're 72 foot tall, 22 metres, and reach a top speed of 46 miles an hour. But it's the overall theme and experience of this ride what really does make it. You've got a huge dragon as well, which is part of the theming. Part of the ride is actually over the water, and it looks the part as well from off-ride when you look at it over the lake, what they've got just there. In terms of the ride experience, it's got lots of great elements all packed into each other. There's some great airtime, the interaction between the two coasters, and the speed of it. It feels a lot faster than 46 miles an hour. Some of the night rides that we had on it last year were absolutely incredible, and that is why it makes it in 10th place here into my list. It's an overall great set of rides. I enjoy them both very much. Every time I go, I kind of prefer the other one each time, but in terms of my last visit, I seem to remember saying that water was the better one of the two for me. However, I do really enjoy them both. It's a great set of coasters that's certainly grown on me. I wasn't too keen when I first experienced them in 2015. However, they've grown on me a lot more, and it's a great overall experience, and I love the soundtrack in the station as well. It's brilliant with the little trumpets and all of the banners coming down depending on who's won, and the side that's lost, they get all the boos and the hisses, so that's kind of all part of it. But yeah, in 10th place it's George and the Dragon. Let's stay at Efteling then for 9th place, shall we? And it is Vogel Rock. Now this is a Vekoma indoor roller coaster that opened in 1998, and I absolutely love this ride. The theme of it is fantastic. You go in through the entrance, which is a giant bird that you're walking underneath, and then you step onto these trains that are fitted with onboard audio, and that is the big highlight of this ride. I love enclosed roller coasters, and this is brilliant. Honestly, the theming, what they've done with this, and the audio all comes together in a fantastic experience. It might not be one of the longest coasters out there, but what it's got is absolutely fantastic. Now in terms of the stats for Vogel Rock, 2,109 feet of track, that's 642 metres. It's only 62 foot tall, 19 metres. However, it is fantastic. It feels a lot bigger, that first drop on there, and just the drops and overall moments on that ride feel a lot bigger and more intense than that. And it reaches a top speed of 40 miles an hour. Again, the fact that you're enclosed on this ride really makes it feel like you're going at least 50 miles an hour, when really you are going 10 miles an hour slower than that. It's the fact you're in the dark, there's stars in certain sections like a star cloth. You've got all sorts of different things in there which all come together and make an absolutely fantastic ride, and combined with the soundtrack, Vogel Rock is awesome. For those of you that don't know Dutch, Vogel basically means bird, so it's Bird Rock is the English translation for this ride. It's a brilliant overall experience, and it's really underrated in my opinion. I absolutely love it. I really do. Let's move on then down into 8th place now, and we're changing parks for this one and going to Slagharen and for Gold Rush, which is an absolutely awesome Gerstlauer Infinity coaster that opened in 2017. Now this is themed around the 1848 California Gold Rush, and the area around this coaster is fantastic. Most of the park's very well themed. I mean, Slagharen is brilliant. We went last year, me and Charlotte, and had a great time. We went a couple of years ago as well, but the last visit was awesome because we got time for all the smaller rides too and really enjoyed it. In terms of the ride, it features an LSM multipass launch, so of course it passes through the station forwards, backwards and then forwards again. It's got two inversions on the ride, a sidewinder and a dive loop. I especially really enjoyed the dive loop at the most out of the two, I would say. It reached a top speed of 59 miles an hour, and in terms of the height of this, 33 meters, that's 108 foot. But with the ride, it's just got a fantastic feel about it, and with it being an infinity coaster, they actually went for the lap bars on this, and it's awesome. Going through the inversions and the launch with the lap bars, you just feel so exposed, so open on this ride, which is awesome. And like I say, the overall theme of this I do really like. They put so much effort in with the station and just all the decor around the queue line and the rest of the ride. So it's in solid place for me, in 8th place, and that is Gold Rush at Slagharen. Right then, we're actually going back to Efteling now for 7th place, and with this coaster it's the Flying Dutchman, and this is absolutely awesome. This combines a roller coaster and water, but it's not a water coaster in my opinion. You know, with this ride, the way that it's been built is awesome because the track is actually underwater for a lot of the ride. It doesn't use a trough like a lot of a water coaster would, say from Mack rides for example, where you know you've got the track, then it goes into a trough. Not with this. It's got track all the way round. It was actually built by Comeback. However, they had a few issues, so Intamin had to help with some of the technology on the lift hill. But I tell you what, Comeback did a fantastic job with this. It's a shame they haven't done much else really. Comeback, this is their only ride, their only coaster they've actually built, which is crazy really. I was chatting with Comeback at IAPA a couple of years ago. I had a great time with them, I really did. It was really nice to chat to them, and the gentleman I spoke to was really passionate, especially about the Flying Dutchman, which is incredible. With this ride, so much of it is hidden away inside a large show building. The queue line and the station is gorgeous. It's like this little town what you're going past, and the soundtrack in there. Honestly, I couldn't work in there. It would probably send me to sleep with the audio. It is so relaxing. With the boats on this, they're absolutely huge. And with this as well, you've got a lantern on the front, which really makes this attraction, especially throughout some of those indoor scenes, as the lantern is the only thing you can see with all the mist around. You then got a huge ship. You've got lots of different water effects, water screens, projections, and it's quite scary in the indoor section. At that point, some trapdoors open, and then you drop down into the outdoor section before a final drop into the outdoor splash. But like I say, even after that outdoor splash, there's a track under the water. It's a brilliant design from Comeback. It's a shame that we never saw them do anything else like that really, but it is fantastic. The overall experience of it, it opened in 2007, and yeah, it reached a top speed of 43 miles an hour as well. So actually, it's pretty fast on that outdoor section, and it's an overall fantastic experience. Moving away then now again from Efteling into 6th place, and this is Walibi Holland we're going to next with Goliath. Now Goliath is an Intamin mega coaster what opened in 2002. It's 153 foot tall, that's 46 meters, and this features some fantastic drops and airtime hills that I really enjoy. The first drop on this is also fantastic, and it's just that classic layout. It opened in 2002, and it became a bit of a staple attraction really for the Netherlands. Like all the years, you know, I wanted to go and experience this. Used to see it in books and on programs about European coasters on TV. I remember seeing Goliath with its pretty iconic green track. They've actually changed that a few years ago and painted it blue now. However, it looks better in my opinion with the new colour scheme, but I'll always remember that traditional colour scheme of the ride, with the purple supports especially, and the green track, and also from the days of Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 for anybody that used to play that. But yes, with Goliath, it's just got so much to it. I love all the bunny hops that you get on there. Along with that, it's got a 121-degree Stengel dive, which is a brilliant element, and reached a top speed of 65 miles an hour. With this ride, it's right next to the water as well. It's not particularly got heavy theming around. I know the stations actually had some theming done for last year. It's part of a new area now at the park, but I've not seen that in person yet, so I don't really know what that's like until I see it. However, the ride experience is great, and considering the ride isn't that tall really, 153 feet, 46 meters, it really does pack so much in. And then bunny hills towards the end, I absolutely love them. For the halfway point then, 5th place was staying at Walibi Holland, and this one is Lost Gravity. Now this is a Mack Rides Big Dipper that opened in 2016, and this is a crazy ride. I love it. There's actually only 2 of these that have been built. Both of them are in Europe, and yeah, with this ride, the seating design is interesting because you've got 8 riders per train, but you've got like the 4 seats in the middle, and then you've got 4 seats that are kind of off to the side of the track. It's really interesting seating that I really do like. It's got lap bars. It's got 2 inversions on this ride as well, which are a dive drop and also a 0G roll. That first dive drop is awesome as well. It takes me quite some speed. Talking of speed, Lost Gravity's got a top speed of 54 miles an hour, and it's 105 foot tall. That's 32 meters. So it's not particularly really tall, but it's the theme about this ride. Lost Gravity. It's got black and yellow track. You go through shipping containers. You got things upside down. You got fire effects. You got all sorts around this ride that puts together an absolutely incredible experience combined with a pretty unique coaster. The Mack Ride's Big Dipper isn't something what seems to have sold particularly well, unfortunately, and I think it's a great ride. Now, Lost Gravity does have a little bit of a rattle to it, but I do very much enjoy the overall experience. It plays like all dance music in the queue lines. It's got like a helicopter as part of the theming. It's just the overall package of this, what comes together as a brilliant overall experience, and it definitely deserves to be there at the halfway point in my countdown of the top 10 best roller coasters in the Netherlands. So let's move then into 4th place, and we're back to Efteling now, the biggest park in the Netherlands, and it's Baron 1898, and I've got to say it for my Dutch viewers who are watching this, Baron 1898. There you go. I've tried to perfect it. I'm getting there, all right, I'm getting there. But yeah, this is a B&M dive coaster that opened in 2015. This is beautifully themed and very well designed. All around this area, you've got so much to look at. Once you enter the queue line, you actually make your way inside into a big show building. You've got a pre-show in there. You meet the Baron himself, and then you go through some beautifully themed air gates into the station. Once you're on board this ride, it's got an onboard pre-show that happens, like a big show scene where the cogs start turning and you start to climb up the lift hill. So much thought went into the design of this, and the music of it is absolutely beautiful as well. It's very calming at first and then really builds up, especially as you start to climb the lift hill on Baron. Now, with this, it features an 87-degree drop down into a tunnel that is full of mist. Of course, the drop itself is 37 meters tall. That's 123 feet. The ride itself features 2 inversions. It's got an Immelman and also a 0G roll on there. I do enjoy the inversions on this, but they aren't what make it for me. I actually like the helix, what comes as the last element really on the ride, and also that first drop down into the misty tunnel. It reminds me quite a lot of Oblivion at Alton Towers, the original dive coaster from B&M, as you drop down into that tunnel and can't really see anything. But yeah, absolutely love that. It's a fantastic ride. The coaster itself doesn't have loads of force to it, especially after the first drop, but you can forgive them because the ride just looks that gorgeous. Like, you look up at it, all the custom B&M supports that they did, that wasn't theming afterwards. B&M actually designed that support structure, which is phenomenal. It really is. So it makes Baron 1898, or Baron 1898, in a solid 4th place here in my list. So we're down now to the final 3, and we're heading to a part that I've not yet mentioned in this list, and this is Toverland. Absolutely love Toverland, and in 3rd place it is Phoenix. Now, this is a B&M wing coaster that opened in 2018 as part of the Avalon themed area. This is beautiful. It's got a lake with a water ride going around on there, a nice relaxing boat ride with a dark ride scene, and towering above it is Phoenix with its blue track. Absolutely gorgeous B&M wing coaster. With this, it's 131 foot tall. That's 39 meters, and along with that, it features 3 different inversions. It starts off with a dive drop, which is a great way to start a wing coaster in my opinion. It then goes up into lots of different airtime moments, helixes. It's got an Immelman, a 0G roll, and reaches a top speed of 59 miles an hour. But it's the overall package of this ride that I love. The theming's great, and it's also very intense. Now, quite a lot of newer B&M coasters don't particularly have the intensity, and I really like intense rides. However, with Phoenix, it certainly does have a lot of intensity. It has got the standard vest restraints that you'll find on a B&M wing coaster, but I don't feel like they get quite as tight as some of the other rides out there. The layout is action-packed. It dives in and out of the pathways and through tunnels, which is great. And over the water, the interaction around the themed area of Avalon is absolutely awesome and really makes it. I also love the train design on Phoenix as well. The queue line is great. The whole backstory behind it. The overall package of this really is stunning. And yeah, it's one of the best coasters out there. It really is. I absolutely love it. Let's make it now down into 2nd place and just missing out on 1st place. Only just, I have to add, this is an absolutely stunning ride, and we're staying at Toverland for this one. This is a GCI wooden roller coaster called Troy, and this opened in 2007, so it's a bit of an older ride now, but again, this is one that made me want to go to the Netherlands. And when I first rode this in 2015, I was so excited to ride it. It was great to actually get there and experience it. But yeah, honestly, I absolutely loved it. Now with this fantastic coaster, it features 3,534 feet of track. That's 1,077 meters, so it's a long ride, so much to it. Along with that, it's 105 foot tall, that's 32 meters, and reaches a top speed of 54 miles an hour. With this, it features those standard Millennium Flyer trains that you find on GCI wooden coasters, and you know what? I love the Millennium Flyers. You get plenty of room on these. It's got a fantastic first drop. It's got a brilliant set of airtime hills throughout this ride. Some of the turnaround sections are brilliant. You really whipped out your seat on a number of occasions throughout this ride. Along with that, it's got a station fly through. It's just got everything that I love about a wooden coaster. But with Troy, the night rides on it are even better. And the thing with this ride, it just keeps on giving all the way through until the brake run, which it still hits at quite some speed. If they'd have wanted to, they could have had even more going before that brake run. Honestly, it doesn't lose the momentum at all. Troy just keeps on giving. It's the speed of this ride is absolutely fantastic, and it feels a lot faster than 54 miles an hour. It's a brilliant ride. I love the trains, and yeah, it might not be particularly heavily themed around the ride. Yes, the queue line's great. I mean, they've got a huge wooden horse, which is incredible, but the ride itself doesn't have loads of theming or near misses, but it doesn't really need them. The coaster itself is that impressive, and it only just misses out on the top spot. So what coaster is my favourite in the Netherlands? It's one ride, of course, that I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, yeah, I know what it is, especially if you're watching from the Netherlands and you're Dutch. Then yeah, it is, of course, at Walibi Holland. In first place, my favourite coaster in the Netherlands is Untamed. This is an RMC Rocky Mountain Construction hybrid coaster that opened in 2019. Now, this was a conversion of the former wooden roller coaster Robin Hood, and it wasn't a bad ride, but this is a much better ride. There's so much packed into it. It's absolutely incredible. It's got a brilliant first drop on this ride that I absolutely love. It's an 80-degree first drop, 116 foot tall, 35 meters. The ride itself features 14 different moments of airtime, 14, and you really feel those throughout the layout as you're going round on this. Now with Untamed, it also features 5 absolutely incredible inversions on this. Now, favourites of those inversions has got to be the 270-degree double inverting stall, and also the final barrel roll as well. It takes you by surprise because it's really low to the ground and built into the structure itself. You struggle to see it at first, but I absolutely love that final barrel roll. Now with this ride, it's just got so much to it. Like, the overall layout of it is great. It's kind of in a bit of an L shape for out and back, which is fantastic. It's a long ride. It's got so much to it. And like I say, the amount of airtime that you get on this, 14 airtime moments, makes it absolutely incredible. It's just got the lap bars on there, your standard kind of trains, what you'd expect on an RMC coaster. But what an absolutely epic ride. But there we go. That is my top 10 list for the Netherlands. Let me know yours down below in the video comments. I would love to know what your favourite roller coasters are in the Netherlands. So let me know. If you've not got 10 coasters that you've been on in the Netherlands, maybe you've just done a few of the parks from over there, let me know as well. Even if you just want to do a top 3 or top 5, I would love to know down in the comments. And thanks for joining me for another video here on Theme Park Worldwide. Brand new videos every single day to enjoy here on the channel, and fingers crossed we can get back out to the Netherlands soon, as I absolutely love it. Also, stay tuned for more of these top 10 countdowns for different countries. I've already done the UK, I've already done the Netherlands now, so it's time for some more. Maybe the USA, Germany, many others out there. Let me know what you'd love to see down below in the video comments. I'm Sean Sandbrook, thanks for watching Theme Park Worldwide, and that leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you soon.